What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with another fantasy football video. Today I am talking my takeaways from week 2 of NFL action. Hasn't completely wrapped up yet. We have 2 Monday night games tonight, but these are my takeaways from the week so far for fantasy football. Some notes to move on with knowing for the rest of the season. Just the way that I have my views on some players have changed thus far. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I respond as always. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a ton of in-season content, rankings later in the week, waiver wire tomorrow, and then we have trade targets as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And let's talk takeaways. Okay, one I want to touch on real quick, Brian Robinson Jr. You see he's the number 1 running back of the week so far. Extremely legit for fantasy football. 18 carries this week. I talked about last week, one of my biggest takeaways I said he is the guy, but he is producing now. This was a tougher matchup for him as well. They played against Denver. 4.8 per carry on the ground. 2 receptions, was productive through the air as well. I might try to sell high on him right now if I have the opportunity. Obviously, I'll talk about that more in the video later this week when I do my trade targets and things like that. But Brian Robinson Jr. is a guy you can definitely play, definitely start. Is going to be the guy there, just getting a ton of work, 18 to 20 carries on the team. Going to be the guy, so stick around for that. Obviously, DeAndre Swift was a smash play. He can very well take the job back. Honestly, I think Gainwell will be more involved than people want to think because I think they understand that DeAndre Swift, when given a workhorse role or even close to in the past, has struggled with injuries. I don't see them really giving that all to him, although I do think he'll be more involved with how successful he was on Thursday night. Another guy I really wanted to touch on, Kyren Williams. Cam Akers was a healthy scratch the other day. Cam Akers is Kyren Williams is getting a lot of work. Hasn't been super efficient, but they obviously trust him. But 6 receptions for 48 yards, a touchdown. Had 2 touchdowns the other day. Obviously, the coaching staff likes him. I expect him to be the guy moving forward. So if you snag Kyren Williams, you have a guy you can plug in just about every week. Another back I want to discuss just really quickly, Bijan Robinson down here. I actually own him in actually both of my leagues. But Bijan looked absolutely fantastic the other day against the Packers. Just from an efficiency standpoint, 19 carries for 124 yards, 6.5 per, 4 receptions, 48 yards. The really encouraging thing for me is the pace at which he's being used in the passing game, and obviously he looks magnificent when he's playing on the field. But that type of passing game usage can really take him to new heights, and I think he'll just get more and more of a role. You don't need to worry about Tyler Algier. Bijan is going to get his. You saw that with 23 touches the other day. He's going to be heavily utilized, so don't worry about that. Oh, another thing we should touch on, Zach Moss came back from injury, is the guy to own in this Colts backfield until Jonathan Taylor returns. 18 carries, 88 yards, 4.9 per, 1 touchdown, 4 receptions. Obviously, this was a good matchup, but something to take note of. Definitely a lot of running back desperate teams out there. Zach Moss is the back to own there. Have him stashed in this league as well for a while now, even before the season. Let's move on. Talk some more of our takeaways at some other positions. This guy obviously is an obvious one. Puka Nacua, absolutely dominating. He was the wide receiver 5 this week so far without a touchdown. 15 for 147, 9.8, 20 targets, 35 targets through the first 2 weeks, leading the NFL. Pretty remarkable what he's been able to do. Obviously, if you picked up Puka in your league, you're very grateful. I think the question at this point is just what does it look like when Cooper Kupp comes back, but I do think he'll be involved no matter what. But you're playing Puka Nacua every single week until further notice, basically, is the takeaway from this week and how dominant he's been so far to start this season. Another thing that we should touch on as far as receivers, Nico Collins, he's going to be heavily targeted. I think he'll be pretty productive for fantasy football, obviously. Maybe not that high, but another guy I want to discuss is Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, the first 2 weeks of the season, has been pretty involved in this New England offense. 6 targets, 7 targets. We know his red zone prowess. But when you're getting that type of target volume and you have that kind of red zone upside, I think he's worth rostering if you're a tight end needy team in a league. Which so many teams are, but he gives you that touchdown upside. He also is going to give you a few receptions, decent amount of yardage every week. I think you could do a lot worse than Hunter Henry in a lot of people's leagues. And then let me see if there's any quarterback. I did talk about this for a while, I feel like now, but Kirk Cousins, he's going to ball. The passing attempts that they're going to have 44 back-to-back weeks, 344 yards, 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4. Like I said, a lot of those interceptions, a lot of those turnovers that he had the week previously, you just take one of those and you turn it into a touchdown. You got a fantastic day, and obviously he did in a tough matchup against Philly. But I really like Kirk Cousins this season. Great for fantasy football. We obviously saw Josh Allen bounce back, not worried about him. Russell Wilson looks solid, and the Washington Commanders have a good defense, so that's encouraging. Okay, if you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. This has been Fantasy Joe. Stick around for my waiver wire video tomorrow. That'll be dropping. You're going to want to check that one out. Thank you for watching.